Hi, and welcome to another segment of Information Technology is No Joke. I'm Taylor, and along with me here is Chris. We're here to discuss Mr. Carr and his article, IT Doesn't Matter. We're here to bring forth a couple of his arguments towards information technology. Following this, we will give our opinions on his stance and then suggest some solutions. So let's begin. Now, IT doesn't increase the strategic value because everyone has it. It doesn't give a competitive advantage. That's one of Nicholas Carr's first stances.
Well, I agree with you on that one, Taylor. But wouldn't it be more sense if a company actually had better technology and they actually had a competitive advantage? Wouldn't it just really create a bigger advantage over some other companies?
You know, you would think, but I'm going to give a little example here. Um, a fax machine, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You have a fax machine.
Yep.
And I don't.
Okay.
What are you going to do with it?
I guess I can't really do anything.
Exactly. So now I got one and you got one. Now you can fax me something. Now we're working with information technology. It's genius. You gotta have people who have it so they can work with each other.
Okay. I remember reading this article in Carr's article how he talks about all these companies that spend all this money. Actually, here I'll let Carr say it himself. He says some managers may worry that being stingy with IT dollars will damage their competitive positions, but studies of corporate IT spending consistently show that greater expenditure rarely translates into superior financial results. He then states the 25 companies that delivered the highest economic returns, for example, spent an average on just eighth of a percent of the revenues on IT, while a typical company spent 3.7%. Now that's a
Yeah, wow.
big difference.
I mean, that is, it seems like small numbers there, but when you're talking millions and millions of dollars, those percentages are definitely helping out. Um, I do see where he's coming from there, and I think one of his points is as well, the less you spend on information technology, the more you're going to get for your money.
Yeah.
And I think that you and I both agree on that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Another point that Nicholas Carr brings up is that information technology is a resource, and scarcity is what creates the strategic value for information technology and businesses. And my thing is, if IT was so expensive and unaffordable for the average small business, then it would be scarce. IT would be scarce, and this would then become a competitive advantage for really big corporations that could afford information technology to help them out.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and that kind of brings back our first point. Along with that, technology nowadays, everyone has it. Everyone's on their Blackberries, on their iPhones. I mean, it's just so readily available to all consumers that it creates a big success for the companies, the smaller companies that can join in with the bigger companies. So.
That's another good point, Chris. Um, and another, we're going to bring up one more point here from Mr. Carr in his article. He says information technology is something that needs to be taken seriously, and I agree with that, and I think you do too. He says here, if IT is used incorrectly, and he puts it simply, it can be a burden. However, in my opinion, if IT is used, an owner and whoever within the business can gain a knowledge about the company that no one else will know. No other company will know that. And in my opinion, this will only make the business more successful. Now, if you're going to use IT, I think it's very crucial and important to have someone in your company that is educated both on your company and the type of system that you're going to be using for your information technology to gain information on your company. Because like Carr said in his article, if it's used incorrectly, it could result in some very, very bad things for the company.
Yeah, I agree 100% with Carr on that one. Really made a good argument on that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that argument was more so based on his whole argument is that information technology doesn't matter. But he's saying if a company were to use it, at least have someone that understands
Yeah.
what they're doing.
You don't want Joe the plumber coming in here and
Yeah, and hey, maybe Joe the plumber knows plumbing
hey,
pretty good, but hey, yeah.
he
Mhm.
fix a toilet, but
To
you
each
can't
his
fix
own,
the internet.
To each his own. When in Rome.
Oh man. So I guess if you really want to create a competitive advantage, the way you market your product through technology and what really creates a competitive advantage is the value that it adds to the consumer of the product that you're going to service to them.
Yeah, and I agree with that too, Chris. Information technology, if everyone's using it, it's not really a competitive advantage as much as, it's just a way of life.
Yeah.
And what really creates a competitive advantage, in my opinion, would be, faster machines in your factory to spit out more, for example, bottles of water like Ice Mountain, or the value that you're adding to your product that no one else has. That creates a competitive advantage.
Yeah.
And IT, I think it aids in it a little bit if you're using that in what's the word I'm looking for? If you're using that in cahoots, if you will, with a special feature of your product, I think it'll work. In my opinion, information technology is a must in a small business. In a big business, it's something that needs to be taken seriously, and it's something that needs to be used.
Yeah, and well, I guess
I mean,
that's it. Looks like our time's up, and we hope you enjoyed this segment of IT is not a joke.
thank you.
Thanks.